Hey, Bryn Elliott here. I'm a real estate agent on Long Island in New York State, and I'm going to talk about the New York State STAR program. STAR is the School Tax Relief Program, and I wanted to do this video to simplify the STAR program a little bit and make sure that you're receiving the benefits that you qualify for. So they have made many changes to the STAR program in recent years, including some big changes that they made this year. And when I say they, I'll define who they are a little later in the video. But when we're talking about real estate taxes, it's going to be an exciting video. We're talking about real estate taxes here. When we're talking about real estate tax benefits, we want to start out by saying that every property has its true taxes. So before you have any tax benefits, before there's any tax credits or a tax exemption, that full amount that the property taxes, it's called the true taxes. And then the most common tax benefit that homeowners in New York State qualify for is called Basic Star. And then, so throughout this video, I'm going to be focused on Basic Star, and I'm also going to touch on Enhanced Star for seniors. That's all I'm going to discuss in this video. There are other tax benefits out there. For the most part, people who qualify for these other tax benefits are aware that they qualify. A great example would be the veterans tax benefit, which is clearly the most well-deserved tax benefit there is. So getting back to the star, the basic star, I wanted to come up with some examples and really simplify this. So I went through some recent transactions that I had, some recent closed sales in on Long Island, New York here, and these were the basic star amounts for those properties. If you have two properties in one school district, they're gonna have the same star amount. So I picked different school districts, and they vary from $970 up to $1,388. Again, this is on Long Island. You'll probably see some pretty big differences in New York City, upstate New York, and so on. So in any event, the basic star is typically around $1,000 to a little bit more, $1,400 is the high one on here. And to qualify for basic star, you have to own your primary residence. So you have to own your home, and you have to live there. It has to be your primary residence, not an investment property, not a rental property, and so I did an example, and I said, let's say you have a home and your true taxes are $15,000, and then your basic star is $1,388.75. Then after basic star, it would come to $13,611.25. So this example will help me explain to you the difference between an exemption and a tax credit. So if you bought a home several years ago and you registered for STAR and you qualified, then you would have gotten an exemption. So you would not have to lay out $15,000. You would be paying this lesser amount, because if you have the basic STAR coming to you, then the taxing authority would just bill you for this amount, the township. So you just pay that amount right there, and that's a tax exemption. Now, a tax credit is when you do lay out the $15,000, you pay the $15,000, and then later on the state mails you back a check for the basic star amount. And so that's how that works. So you get a check back for this amount later on, and that's a credit. So that's exemption versus credit. I'm also going to be talking about your income. When I say your income, I'm talking about your combined household income. So if you own your home with your spouse, then I mean your combined income. Okay. So the first one here is if your income is greater than $500,000. if your income's greater than $500,000, you do not qualify for a star, and you can just stop watching this video. So that's that tax bracket. The next tax bracket here is if your income is less than or equal to $500,000, but greater than $250,000. If you're in this bracket, then if you were getting the exemption already, um, you don't have to do anything. The state is going to transfer you from the exemption you were receiving over to getting the credit. The state's going to take care of it. You don't have any paperwork to do. Uh, Going forward, you'll receive a check for the STAR credit instead of the exemption, and so like I said, you'll lay out the true taxes, and you'll receive the credit back in the form of a check. Later in the future from the state. Now, if your income is less than or equal to $250,000, and you're currently receiving a STAR exemption, you can leave it. You don't have to do anything. You're getting the exemption, which means you're not laying out the higher amount, the true taxes. You're just paying the lower amount after the exemption. So you never lay the whole amount out, and you can just leave it like that and continue to receive that exemption. But or what you can do is you can, instead of continuing with the exemption, you can register for the tax credit. And that's what you really want to do here, because they are offering an incentive to register for the STAR credits. The credit may increase by as much as 2% a year, but the STAR exemption will not increase. So if you keep the exemption, you're being frozen at 2019 levels. You're being frozen at the current year's tax exemption level. It will not increase. And you might say, 2% is not a lot of money. I don't want to bother. I don't want to lay out the extra money. I don't want to do paperwork. It's not worth it. Well, 2% over a decade, 2% times 10 years is 20%, right? Well, not with compounding. So taking all that into consideration, compounding and everything, they're making it worth it for you to do the paperwork and move over to the credit. So I would do it. That's what I suggest. And that being said, I hope that's all clear. I just want to touch on a couple other key points here. One, the exemption program is now closed. Going forward, they're only offering the tax credit. So no matter what tax bracket you're in, if you're over $500,000, you don't qualify. But you cannot get an exemption going forward if you don't already have it coming to you. It's credit only. A lot of people ask, you don't need to register every year. Once say you buy a home and you register, once you've registered for basic STAR, then the state will automatically review your eligibility going forward, and you don't have to do anything unless you move. If you sell your home and buy another property, buy another home and move, then you do have to register for STAR again. As far as enhanced STAR is concerned, enhanced STAR is for homeowners who are 65 years old or older. The income limit for 2019 is $86,300, and the income limit for the year 2020 is $88,050. I said I would tell you who they are. The New York State STAR program is administered by the Department of Taxation and Finance. What I'm going to do is I am going to include a link to their website in the description on YouTube. So you can go to that website to register or to find anything else out, keep up to speed on the program. And if you have any questions or something you'd like to add, please comment. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please like it. And, of course, share it with your friends. If you're a good friend, of course, you're going to share this with them. It's important information. And subscribe for future real estate videos. Thanks for watching.